It's been a tough year for many of us Chinese in the Western world. Recently, I just wrote down a list of things that have been stressing me out as a coach, and there was a lot. Anti immigrant sentiment, visa policies changing overnight, right? We just had the H 1B scare in the US, rising tensions between China and the Western world, a sputtering economy, and AI is threatening our jobs. Now, maybe your list is different, but no matter what is stressing us out, it is natural to ask in times like this, how do we stay strong? If you're like me, your parents and teachers told you that control makes you strong. You need to plan everything and minimize your mistakes and work twice as hard. But when the world starts shifting under your feet, why do you wake up with cold, sweaty palms in the middle of the night, fearing the unknown? It feels wrong. And maybe that's because we've got it all wrong. You don't survive tough times, you flow through them. My wife loves to read Su Shi, the Chinese philosopher and poet. And recently, she shared a line from one of his poems one night with me, and it just hit me like a lightning bolt when I heard it. I'm going to try to read it to you, but I apologize in advance for my poor Chinese. 久见长愁客少，月明多被云妨. I hope I did not butcher it. Just like he said, you can have everything: skills, hard work, a good heart, and the world will still crush you. You can be exiled, ridiculed, live in poverty, just like Su Shi did. Clouds cover the moon, even when it's shining bright. Guests don't show up, even when the wine is plentiful. Now, don't get me wrong, just like many of us, Su Shi complained and he felt bad about himself. But he didn't let his misfortune define his life. He simply observed it, accepted it, and he just kept on writing, painting, drinking wine like the party animal that he was. See, we tend to believe that we are masters of our own destiny. That if we strive harder and survive longer, then we will be better, safer, happier. But the truth is that we cannot control what happens to us. We can only control how we perceive it and how we react. Now, to you, this could either sound terrifying or empowering. I want to expand on both the ideas of control of our perspective and control of our reactions separately. So let's start with perspective. We're going to explore two scenarios which are happening. Scenario one, the economy is weak and the stock market is dropping. Scenario two, the government imposes an arbitrary and restrictive policy on work visas. This is purely hypothetical, of course. Has nothing to do with the current administration. For the first scenario, we know that we cannot control the economy or stock prices, but we can control our own relationship with money, realizing that so much of what money buys is not even necessary for our peace, happiness, or health. Do you really need another Labubu to feel fulfilled? When it comes to restrictive policy on visas, immigration, we know that we cannot control government policies, right? But we can control our preparation and we can control our own value and our self-worth, knowing that our value is not defined by any stamp on any passport. Now, some of you might be saying, well, John, it's great that you can shift your perspective, but does that really change any of the reality? No. Controlling our perspective can certainly make hard times easier to bear. It can make this a whole lot stressful on you. But we humans are creatures of agency, and we can choose to react in ways that make us stronger. So, next, I'm going to explore controlling our reactions. I remember when I was an immigrant kid, my mom always used to tell me this line, 百炼成钢. I used to kind of just roll my eyes, like, yeah, sure, like, of course, a lot of pressure makes you stronger. I get it. Immigrant, family, working hard. But as I got older, I realized that there was a lot of nuance that I had missed. It's not just that steel can withstand 100 strokes, it's not that steel can survive it. The pressure forms that steel into something stronger. In hard times, we have the option not just to survive, but to thrive. We can turn chaos into fuel for growth. Now, here's how we do that. There are two concepts I'm going to cover, and I warn you in advance, I'm going to blow your mind. Okay. The first one is avoiding stupid risks, and the second is seeking smart risks. I know, I warned you. But seriously, as simple as this advice is, many of us struggle to follow it. I define stupid risks as having unlimited downside and limited upside. So, in the scenario we talked about where the economy is weak and the stock market's dropping, in my opinion, a stupid risk would be buying crypto on margin, like taking out a loan to buy Bitcoin. Best case, yeah, you could earn a lot of money, but how much of that money will actually create a marginal and tangible improvement to your life? Limited upside. Worst case, you are financially ruined. You lose everything. Unlimited downside. Now, all the crypto bros, all the crypto fans out there, don't come at me afterwards and say, John, you hater. Bitcoin is awesome. I own Bitcoin. I have a small percentage of cryptocurrency. Cryptocurrency comprises a small percentage of my portfolio. But what I'm saying here is that there is a time to be taking these types of risks with unlimited downside, and it is not in uncertain and hard times. But what you should be doing in these times is seeking smart risks. I want to raise that in uncertain times, it is human nature to avoid risk altogether. That's just natural. But by definition, most risks offer opportunity. The key to capturing that opportunity is to intelligently seek risks with unlimited upside and limited downside. Smart risks. Take the scenario where the government imposes a restrictive policy on work visas. A smart risk would be developing what I would call portable value. So you make the choice to learn a new skill that is in demand in the global workforce. Worst case, you lose a few hours a week, yeah. But the best case is that you upskill and you become unstoppable everywhere, no matter what your passport says. So I want to acknowledge at this point that yes, it has been a tough year. But I also want to remind you, as Chinese, we've never been strangers to hard times. Our parents built their lives on uncertainty. We have crossed oceans, learned new languages, rebuilt from zero. Flow is in our blood. So in the days ahead, I don't wish you survival. I wish you flow. All right, it is time for a melon break. It's time to 吃瓜. Today's topic for Melon Break is Taylor Swift in her AI slop era. Quick explanation here, in case you are not familiar. AI slop is a negative term for low quality, generic, and often error prone content, which is generated by artificial intelligence. And era is slang for a specific temporary phase or period in a person's life that is defined by a particular interest, mood, or activity. So you might see someone on social media say that I'm in my X era. I think Sabrina Carpenter has a song about Pretty Girl era. So, news about Taylor Swift. She just dropped a new album, Life of a Showgirl, and as part of her promo, she hid 12 orange stores in 12 cities for her fans to find and scan some nice QR codes. Really neat idea, right? But fans started noticing that something felt off. When they scanned the codes, they found some short videos that looked a little bit too perfect. Like one bar scene had some weird AI glitches. There was a picture frame that was melting for some reason, books were missing letters, and the bartender, his fingers were merging into an orange napkin. So naturally, internet detectives went wild. The top comment on Reddit about this said, "She's far too rich to be this effin' cheap." The person did not say effin', by the way. People are quick to call out the irony here. The same Taylor Swift who fought for fair pay for musicians now may be using AI to cut costs for herself. The clips have been deleted, but the debate over whether AI is replacing real creativity is just getting started. So, how do we use this at work as Chinese professionals? Well, when you're chatting with your coworkers, you can say, "Hey, did you see the new Taylor Swift promo? The videos were possibly AI generated. Like, even her fans were like, 'Girl, you're too rich for this.'" Or, if you want a more professional tone with your boss, you can say, "I think the Taylor Swift AI backlash really reminds me how quickly public sentiment can shift. One year, AI is exciting, the next year, it's called slop. Makes me really think about how everyone else needs to walk that fine line too." Day Up is written, produced, and hosted with love by me, Jonathan Lee. If you want to support high-quality, free podcasting for Chinese professionals, please like and review this podcast. It would mean so much to hear from you. That's all for today. 下次再见，职场小伙伴们。